3, 2, 1, see ya!
Without so much as a warning, life hangs in the balance. Human endeavor turns to chaos. And within seconds, nothing will ever be the same.
Oh my God!
Ever. You've got a front row seat to some of the wildest action ever recorded. A leak during the transfer of volatile propane gas turns a tanker truck into a 16-ton bomb on wheels. In Africa, a base jumper accidentally parachutes into the churning torrent of a 300-foot tall waterfall. It's where chaos and catastrophe meet, and it's called Destroyed in Seconds. Tacoma, Washington. Security cameras capture a propane truck refilling the tanks of a metal castings factory. The tank's hoses are attached to a truck, and 8,000 gallons of liquid propane begin to transfer into the storage tanks. But suddenly, propane starts to leak from the nozzle. As employees struggle to fix the problem, the highly flammable gas begins to fill the yard. Moments later, although the massive fireball quickly dissipates, the truck is left ablaze. With 8,000 gallons of liquid propane still left in the tanker, the pressure continues to build. People on top of a nearby building watch as the fire intensifies.
Right now, there's propane burning. There's a whole bunch of pops down below.
Several blocks away, residents step out to investigate the commotion.
I heard an explosion. My building shook. I think that's on fire.
They are completely unaware that 8,000 gallons of propane are about to ignite.
Holy!
The massive fireball threatens a nearby freeway.
Holy smokes, I hope everybody's okay.
That was fun. I can feel the heat in my face.
Because there is still the danger of the factory's main storage tanks exploding, firefighters set up unmanned water cannons to keep them cool. Then, in full body armor, they venture in to look for survivors. They find the badly burned driver hiding behind a metal bin and rush him to the hospital. When the propane starts to leak, the driver returns to his truck. A puff of black smoke rises from the truck's exhaust. 2 seconds later, the flammable mist ignites. Sadly, 1 week later, the driver succumbs to his injuries. A faulty clamp on one of the hoses is responsible for the leak that led to the tragic explosion. They cost as much as $300,000 and will hit a quarter mile in 4.5 seconds. Top fuel hydros are the fastest boats on the planet, but they're not indestructible. Marble Falls, Texas. Todd Odom is about to race his top fuel hydro, the Spirit of Texas. The drivers take off. Odom takes the lead, but as he approaches the finish line, as Odom reaches 200 miles per hour, the boat suddenly turns left. It barrel rolls across the water and splinters into pieces. Thankfully, Odom's breakaway capsule performs as designed. The $20,000 reinforced pod stays intact. Seconds later, rescuers arrive. They pull Odom from the water. He's uninjured and taken to shore. Later, Odom's team analyzes fragments of the boat.
This is where the problem is.
They determine the trouble started with a part called a blast plate. A blast plate is designed to keep the boat steady and protect part of the hull. During the race, Odom's blast plate comes loose. This causes the boat to turn, and destruction ensues. This high-speed crash obliterates the top fuel hydro. However, the boat's $70,000 engine is saved. ATV stunt rider Matt the Kangaroo Kid Coulter is in Cornwall, England. He's here to jump over this paddle boat at a Wild West adventure park. This 400-pound ATV must hit 70 miles an hour to clear the boat and river before landing on mud. Like most stunt riders, Matt doesn't use a speedometer. Matt doesn't go high enough or fast enough. He slams into the boat, then flies face first into the river. Crews rush to Matt's aid. They pull him to shore and check for injuries.
I'm a bit dizzy, I'll tell you that.
Matt suffers a few bruises, but he walks away from this one. Matt blames heavy winds and too short a ramp for the accident. His swamped ATV is totaled. When Matt returns a year later to try the jump again,
Bit of plastic from last year.
he's determined to do some things different. He makes the launch ramp longer and higher.
Unfortunately, I crashed, but I'm not going to crash this time, that's for sure.
He also has a new ATV, which he plans to ride faster. He's so confident that he plans to jump the length of the boat rather than the width. Hitting 90 miles an hour, Matt clears the boat. But fearing he might crash, he jumps off his ATV. Man and machine slam into the hard dirt.
Oh, bloody leg. Right.
Matt won't be walking away this time.
Is my leg broke?
He rips every ligament in his knee, and his leg is partially paralyzed. But the Kangaroo Kid will jump again. Matt goes on to set 2 Guinness World Records before finally retiring in 2006. He decided not to try and jump over the paddle boat again. How could jumping out of an airplane at 15,000 feet be considered boring? For base jumper Jeff Corliss, it's just not thrilling enough.
3, 2, 1, see ya!
The word base in base jumping is an acronym for building, antenna, span, and earth. Most base jumps take place at altitudes under 2,000 feet, giving the jumper only one chance to deploy their parachute. Base jumpers also risk hitting the very objects they leap from, making this one of the more dangerous extreme sports. In his travels around the world, Jeb has completed thousands of jumps. For this adrenaline junkie, there are no boundaries. For the past month, Jeb has been base jumping his way around Africa. After 36 successful jumps, he's grounded by heavy winds. But the 300-foot drop at Howick Falls, South Africa, offers yet another opportunity.
Oh my God, dude.
Jeb deploys his parachute, but veers directly into the waterfall. It appears the wind pushes him straight into the massive torrent of water. But a closer look shows Jeb's shoulder dropping to the left. Now falling at an angle, he deploys his chute, which pitches him off center and into the waterfall. Jeb's chute compresses under the intense water pressure. He free falls, slamming into the rocks and boulders on the way down. Jeb is lost somewhere in the white water. The cameraman tilts down, hoping to catch a glimpse of it. The wash spits Jeb's parachute to the surface. Then, Jeb appears. The current pushes his motionless body toward shore. Jeb is alive and moving, but the veteran base jumper is seriously injured, with cuts and broken bones. Making matters worse, crabs along the shore gnaw at his wounds. The location is so remote, it takes rescuers 9 hours to get him to an emergency room. Jeb spends 1 month hospitalized in South Africa. His injuries include broken ribs, a broken sternum, a broken foot, and a broken tailbone.
So Jeb, base jumping is fun, eh?
Oh yeah. Ouch.
Jeb makes a full recovery.
There.
Less than 3 months later, he's off doing more jumps. However, this will be Jeb's first and last attempt at jumping Howick Falls.
Oh my God.
Geelong, Australia. A Hughes 300 helicopter departs over Port Phillip Bay during the Geelong Waterfront Festival. The pilot and 2 passengers, a radio DJ and a technician, take a joyride around the bay. After the sightseeing trip, the pilot and his passengers are on their way back to the helipad. But they won't make it to shore. Geelong, Australia. At the Geelong Water Festival, a Hughes 300 helicopter is taking off. The pilot and 2 passengers, a radio DJ and technician, are taking an aero cruise over Port Phillip Bay. After touring the bay, the trio's excursion is coming to an end. The pilot prepares for landing on a helipad near Cunningham Pier. As it approaches shore, a sudden gust of wind blows the 1,100-pound aircraft downward. It crashes into the water, severing the rotor and tail. Without its doors, the helicopter immediately sinks, with all 3 men inside. Several seconds tick by with no sign of the men. After 20 seconds, one surfaces. Moments later, another, but the DJ is still trapped in his seat. The rescuers converge on the scene, in boats and from shore. The pilot and technician go back under. They free the trapped man, saving his life. Both passengers and pilot are pulled safely from the water. 3 men are taken to the hospital and treated for minor injuries. Although wind plays a role in this accident, it's believed that the pilot may have been flying too low over the water. The Hughes 300 is a $250,000 loss.
Santa Fe, Argentina. Coast Guard crews respond to the scene of an accident. A bus hit a car on the bridge above and plunged into the river below. Off camera, a truck-mounted crane is being positioned on the overpass to pull the 14-ton bus from the water. But the engineers make a critical miscalculation. Engineers didn't account for the weight of the water, which added thousands of pounds to the bus. The crane teeters over the edge and bursts through the guardrail. The crane topples, plummeting into the river below, along with cable and concrete, narrowly missing the Coast Guard ship. Fishermen dive off their boat to avoid the crumbling debris. No one is hurt in the fall. The crane operator bails out just before his rig gets destroyed. Seth Enslow has made a career out of being above it all. Since he bought his first dirt bike at 16, the Daredevil has taken extreme jumping to new heights. He's so good, he's one of the first bikers to be sponsored without having a racing career. But sometimes even Seth has to eat a little sand. Glamis sand dunes in Southern California. A crowd is gathered at the top of a dune to marvel at Seth's gravity-defying skills. It's the best seat in the house, and the most dangerous. The Glamis sand dunes in Southern California. Daredevil biker Seth Enslow is showing why he's one of the top jumpers in the country. This afternoon, the New York native is hopping between a pair of dunes while a crowd watches near his landing zone. Because the engine's power valve is misadjusted, Seth can't get enough speed or height to fly beyond the crowd. Spectators scramble as man and machine come crashing down. Seth bounces off some bikes and an ATV, rolls in the sand, and ends up on his feet, walking away uninjured. But his $3,000 bike is totaled. The bikes and ATV Seth hit also suffer damages, and the owners are not happy.
Look at my bike!
Seth's sponsor agrees to pay for everyone's repairs. And Seth? He gets a new bike and goes on to set over a dozen jumping records. June 21st, 1970, Crescent City, Illinois. A freight train derails, igniting thousands of gallons of liquid propane. This is the first propane tank car derailment in U.S. history. Firefighters aren't sure what they're up against. They're certainly not prepared for this. A previously intact tank car suddenly explodes in the face of firefighters. The men instinctively run for cover. Flaming debris rains down on the town, igniting several fires. All are wary of another explosion of the highly flammable liquid gas. It isn't long before those fears are more than justified. The mushroom cloud is seen for miles around. The explosions propel a huge chunk of a tank car more than a quarter mile into the side of a trailer. Other sections of the train are found buried 600 feet away. City officials finally decide to stand back and let the propane burn itself out. "56 hours after it all began, the drama is over, leaving downtown Crescent City in ruins. 70 people are injured. No one is killed in one of the most spectacular disasters in railroad history." Interstate Highway 30, Mesquite, Texas. Officer Roger Behringer responds to a routine accident caused by slippery roads. When he arrives, 4 firefighters are already on the scene. Seconds before the tractor trailer hits, the 4 firefighters load back into their truck. Suddenly, a 16,000-pound tractor trailer hydroplanes out of control and violently slams into the fire truck. Trooper Behringer vaults over the median to avoid the collision. A firefighter stumbles from the truck. Diesel fuel and water pour into the street and rush toward the cruiser. Officer Behringer races back to his car and repositions it away from the gushing fuel. A family riding inside the semi escapes with minor injuries. The 4 firemen are taken to the emergency room and treated for head and neck pain.
I'm Ron Pitts, and we'll see you next time on Destroyed in Seconds.
别走开，墨菲定律表示，会出错的事一定出错。目睹更多的灾难事件，就在毁灭瞬间。接着继续播出。
Oh my God!